Benzoic acid C6H5COOH is added to some foods as a preservative. A student prepares benzoic acid as outlined below. Step 1. The student mixes 4 centimeters cubed of phenyl methanol C6H5CH2OH, density 1.04 grams per decimeter cubed, with sodium carbonate and aqueous potassium manganate 7 as an oxidizing agent. The mixture is heated under reflux. Step 2. The resulting mixture is cooled and then acidified with concentrated HCl. Impure crystals of benzoic acid appear. The student recrystallizes the impure crystals to obtain 1.59 grams of pure benzoic acid. Part A. In step 1, sodium carbonate, Na2CO3, makes the reaction mixture alkaline. Write an ionic equation to show how carbonate ions form an alkaline solution in water. So what we're trying to do is the equation of carbonate ions with water. And we're going to produce an alkaline solution, so we're going to produce OH minus ions. So writing this equation, we would have CO3 2 minus, because these are carbonate ions, plus H2O, and that produces OH minus and HCO3 minus. To get the mark for this question, you must have the full, complete, correct equation. Part B. In step 2, explain why the mixture must be acidified so that crystals of benzoic acid appear. So, to answer this question, we can either say that H plus or the acid reacts with benzoate or C6H5COO minus. We could also write the equation H plus C6H5COO minus produces benzoic acid C6H5COOH. To get the mark for this question, you can either say that H plus reacts with C6H5COO minus, or the acid reacts with benzoate, or you could write the equation. Both get you the mark for this question. Part C. Write the overall equation for the preparation of benzoic acid from phenyl methanol. Use O for the oxidizing agent. So what we're doing is we're going to oxidize phenyl methanol. So that means we're going to have C6H5CH2OH plus an oxidizing agent, and that is going to produce benzoic acid. So that would be written as C6H5COOH, and we would also produce water. Balancing this equation, we would then need 2 oxidizing agents to balance this equation. To get the mark for this question, you must have the full, complete, correct equation written on your answer line. Part B. Calculate the percentage yield of benzoic acid. Give your answer to 3 significant figures. For this question, we're going to be using the equation triangle of mass, moles times relative formula mass. So firstly, what we're going to do is work out the mass of phenyl methanol, and we're going to do that by doing 4 multiplied by its density 1.04. Then we're going to divide by the relative formula mass of phenyl methanol. So we've used its volume, its density, now we're going to use its relative formula mass. So using its formula, we would do 12 times 6 plus 5 plus 12 plus 2 plus 16 plus 1, and divide by all of this. So then that gives us 0.0385 moles of C6H5CH2OH. Now we're going to work out the moles of benzoic acid, so we're going to use its mass and its relative formula mass. So that would be 1.59, its mass, divided by its relative formula mass. So that's going to be 12 times 6 plus 5 plus 12 plus 16 times 2 plus 1. And divide by all of that gives us 0.013 moles of C6H5COOH, or benzoic acid. Then we need to work out the percentage yield. So that's going to be dividing our moles of benzoic acid by our moles of phenyl methanol. So that would be 0.013 divided by 0.0385. Multiply by 100 to get a percentage, and that equals 33.8% to 3 significant figures, because we're asked in the question to give our answer to 3 significant figures. So we need to write 33.8 on the answer line. To get the 3 marks for this question, you get a mark for working out the moles of phenyl methanol, a mark for working out the moles of benzoic acid, and a mark for working out the percentage yield, so 33.8%. This gets you your 3 marks for this question. Part E. In step 3, describe how the student can recrystallize the impure crystals to obtain pure benzoic acid. This is a really common question that comes up when talking about purification. So if you didn't know the answer, I'd recommend making a revision resource. To get the marks for this question, you must say to 1. Dissolve in a minimal amount of hot solvent. This gets you your first mark. And your second mark comes from saying cool, filter, and leave to dry. All 3 are required to get your second mark for this question.